And good afternoon, race fans, and welcome here to the first race of the 2023 PCSRA Monster Energy Series. We're getting ready for the main event because the duels that we were supposed to have the other day was rained out. The lineup was set according to the provisions in the rule book. That means those that are not in this race have failed to qualify, which I will have a full list of the cars that DNQ'd down in the description, which you probably should already know who they are by now. So yeah, let's take you through our starting lineup. On the pole is Ben Erickson in the 96. Alongside of him is Wyatt Beanstalk in the 153 Sunoco Pontiac. Zach Underwood and Danny Rant, row number 2. A couple of drink products in row 2. Row 3, Courtney Lynn and Ashley Reynolds. Row 4, Amber Whitecastle and Brenda Eveling. Rounding out the top 10 is London Jackson and Arlonzo Carrera. Here's the rest of your starting lineup. Maria Nowicki driving the 36. That's her new ride this season. Mia Watts driving the 61. Whitney Wolf will have Cadillac make their debut in this series. Quentin Honeysett in a new ride until I put him back in his old ride. Dylan Cunningham. Annabelle Griffin, one of 4 rookies in this field. Violet Jackson. Last row is Kelsey Hobbs and Lauren Ekstrom. Let's get these cars going. Little disclaimer I'm going to throw out. I'm cooking a pizza right now, and I'm not going to be sharing with you guys, so yes. All right, let's get these cars going. 200 laps, 450 miles. If this race weekend goes by what we've seen based off our Truck Series and Buffalo Wild Wings Series the previous 2 nights, today's race, we're in the daytime, and we've not raced in the daytime before, although some drivers got a good taste in the preview of Trucks and Buffalo Wild Wings Series of the non-charter. So we're curious to see how this race is going to progress today. 200 laps. Our Truck Series race had 3 cautions we had to work through in 100 laps. Last night in the Buffalo Wild Wings Series, we had only 1, and that was the huge one. The big one, huge one, whatever you guys want to call it. That started on the back straightaway because I believe Ivory Walker had a mechanical problem or was trying to get back up to speed, and one of the Red Bull drivers, I think it was John Wesley Allen, ran into the side of her, and they took a lot of cars involved, and that came after pit stops took place. So we'll see how today's race is going to go here at Riki Raceway. It will be 200 laps to make up the 450 miles. We were supposed to go green last night, but we were postponed due to Mother Nature's antics. And now we're running in the daytime. The pace car is off. All right, drivers, let's have a great race. Give a lot of hugs to Ormy after this event, and boogity, 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 let's go racing at Riki, drivers. Green flag, we're racing in the Canadian 450. That was easier said than done, ladies and gentlemen. Now, we've had pit stops with drivers running in the back of each other. We've had that happen the previous 2 nights. And these drivers have not had a caution since we've had them because they've been a lot of respect out of one another. So will we see our first caution in this series? Of course, like I said, Trucks had 3 cautions. Last night's Buffalo Wild Wings Series race had 1 yellow. And when I say I was supposed to have done this yesterday, I was supposed to have this recorded yesterday is what I mean by that. As Danny Rand leads the first lap of the season for Monster. Now Ashley Reynolds going for the race lead in the Mountain Dew Audi. Ashley Reynolds returning full-time this season, was supposed to drop down the Buffalo Wild Wings Series a couple of years ago, but decided to stay up here in the Monster Energy Series as Brenda Eveling will now lead the second lap. Right behind her, the rookie, London Jackson, who finished top 5 in the point standings in the Buffalo Wild Wings series. And she is going to be coming, and she's looking forward to a good race. We got Hermione Sweet in the 035, that only Holden in the field. I believe the 14 is the only Audi in the field, other than Ish Taylor, and a couple of his teammates. As London Jackson will lead us off turn number 4. And now Hermione Sweet will have a turn at the lead. Right behind her, the 3 World NOS Racing Clan, the 97, that's the 74 and the 23. Luke Knight, Alita Perez, and Annie Thomas in the new Hyundai Sonata. That's what I was trying to say. As Alita Perez goes underneath her co-owner, and she will take the lead, getting some help by her teammate Annie Thomas. But Thomas wants to lead this lap. Drag race to the line. It's going to be the 74 leading that lap. But here comes Annie Thomas. Whitney Wolf is in the 27. First time ever in PCSRA history, we have a Cadillac in this series. And there's Jessica Miller in the 56. There's Timmy, the tipster, Timmy Turner coming up there. I believe he's the only Buick Regal in this field. Isn't that a shocker, as I believe Thomas led that lap? Nope, Jessica Miller led that lap. That's 5 points. The tipster, Timmy Turner, currently the leader. Here comes the 96. That's Ben Erickson, another energy drink. The Monster Energy Audi of Ish Taylor, who made it in the championship race last season. Nope. It's like the 96 led that lap. These drivers are being a lot cautious. We saw this a lot in last night's Buffalo Wild Wings series race, even though they ran 140 laps. There's Valentina Fernandez in her new ride. And this scheme you can easily pick apart the Panda Express Starbucks Chevrolet Camaro. And Fernandez is going to lead that lap. There's Brianna Knight. Sandy Stewart right there in the 00. And at 12, that's Melissa Cooper. She drove the 82 last season because of the fact she made the playoffs, and that's why she was locked in the show. How these drivers were locked in, it was top 35 from last year's points that were Monster Energy Series drivers, if you exclude the Foster Series contenders. Then, when the duels got canceled, we went back to the provisionals in the rule book to determine who would be the 7 drivers, as Lauren Ekstrom's getting pushed. And look who's pushing her. Her teammate and countryman, and that's Betty Barrett pushing her team owner, Lauren Ekstrom. Ekstrom moves from the 12 to the 73. Ekstrom's got the 99 in here. I'm trying to think who else is in here. Got Ebonia Mirmoez, and Jacob Tutu failed to qualify, so there you go. Because Jacob was not in the top 35 in points. Because of the fact that we had one of our past champions make the race, as hello Pacecar, how are you doing? I gotta go back up to the 73. And because one of our past champions was outside the top 35, that was Annie Thomas, she took the champion's provisional. That's how she got in. A lot of big names had to go home, unfortunately, which sucked. They're going 216. Check the back of the field here. There's Dylan Cunningham in the 7. He drove the 032 last season. Evelyn's back here. Quentin Honeyset. He'll be in the 040 starting next week. We'll have a new driver in that 036. Danny Rand, Amanda Whitecastle. Strawberry Lawson, who made the playoffs last season. Back for another season with Joe Gibbs Racing. Courtney Lynn moves from the 9 to the 24, still with Nathan Orman. Mia Watts driving the Chevy Camaro, number 61. She'll be in that ride full-time this season. Brianna Knight there. Luke Cage, the only Chevy Camaro Motorsports other than the 05. Nope, 05 DNQ. I believe he's the only Chevy Camaro Motorsports driver in this race. Right in front is the 900 of Josephine Bouvier. New scheme for her. As my pizza is done. So what I'm going to do, I'll get to my pizza in just a second. Oh, shut up, oven. I know you're done, you derp. Kelsey Haas in the 01, and then I think that's it. All right. So while... Shut up, oven! So while this race is going on, let me get my pizza out of the oven before the oven door gets smacked! Good grief. That's going to be a quote for 2023. While we shut up, oven. Yeah, the oven door's about to get smacked. Yeah, that could be a little bit longer. Should I put this? Either way, it's a nice golden brown. Sorry about my oven door being stupid as hell. Nothing has happened in the about lead, so you didn't miss much. Just to be safe than sorry, I'm gonna do this. Okay, sorry about that. Now that I got my pizza out of the oven, so the oven door can shut up for once. Got some new players here. Gloria Tuck, the only Subaru. There's the only Cadillac. That's Whitney Wolf. They have a new Cadillac template. I just downloaded it, so I'm gonna put that. I'm gonna start painting some Cadillacs, so that way we have some in the field. All right, let me check back here who I have not introduced. There's Violet Jackson, as I mentioned. The Jackson sisters are running for Rookie of the Year because of the fact that they finished top 5 in the point standings of the drivers who did not have a ride for this series, so good for them. Alonzo Carrera ran that same ride he's running this season, 48. Courtney Lynn and her teammate Brenda Eveling. Those two deserve a bounce-back season. None of the Nathan Orman Motorsports cars, with the exception of Maria in Jamestown, who, by the way, I believe she's not in this race. No, she's not. I believe Jamestown was not feeling well or has been dealing with a stomach bug all weekend, so unfortunately, she's not going to be in the race. We will see her next week, and she will get a playoff waiver as a result. It's Australia 1-2. Lauren Ekstrom in her third year, I think. Yeah, third year. Annie Thomas, the 2015 champ. Whitney Wolf. We got a lot of girls up here. We got the 73, the 23, the 27, and the 70. Lacey Washington in the 70 made the playoffs, but was quickly eliminated from the playoffs. Whitney Wolf, I believe, made it to the round of 10 or 15 or something like that, but in which she got eliminated. That 73 is on rails here. A lot of people have been asking me for this race. You know, and I've talked about this yesterday, and if you weren't with me for the Buffalo Wild Wings Series race or the truck race, you know, it's great to have PCSRA back again. And now I'm broadcasting not just Monster Energy alone. Now I'm broadcasting all 3 series. A lot of you guys are really excited for this race. Jessica Miller leads. Lauren Ekstrom still leads our race here. I'm going to get me a knife. So a second, and I dropped my damn charger from my laptop. Currently lap 2021. We are putting on the board. These drivers are halfway through a fuel mileage, or not fuel mileage, excuse me, fuel run, not fuel mileage. They're halfway through a fuel run. These cars, these Monster Energy Series cars, the Cup cars I call them, are on the Cup physics. They can go to lap 44 on 1 tank of fuel. So the question's going to be, when will we see green flag pit stops? We had it in last night's Buffalo Wild Wings Series race, but what happened is we had the big one happen because a driver had a mechanical failure, which was the 9 of Maria Nowicki, who I believe she's in tonight's, or not tonight, I believe she's in this race today, Maria Nowicki. She is, which, good news is, she was released from the hospital and was cleared to race today. So, which is, very good to see, as, all the drivers that were involved in the big one, all those that were taken to a local hospital were released, thankfully, and I'm glad they are. I bet that was probably scary as a driver under my commentary to have that happen. Has anyone lost the draft? Yep, the 11 has. 15's getting close to losing the draft. And this is another thing. We had last night, some drivers had problems on the pace lap. Looked like everybody took the green, so nobody had any issues. That's a good pizza. Thank you to the folks here at Riki Raceway for whipping up a cool pizza while I'm commentating this race. And also some Pepsi as well. Pizza and pop. Sounds like a good combination. Now we're 25 laps into this race. 15, surprisingly, has stayed up with the leaders. The 11, however, has not, so the 11 is going to be in trouble. Back up front with the 73 of Lauren Ekstrom. Driving for BMW. Of course, she parted ways from Smart Motorsports to start up her own BMW team. She's got a good roster. She's got an Egyptian driver, Ebonia Mirwaz, who's running in the 10th position right now. Or was in the 10th position. Much better. She's got Betty Barrett, who's now, last time by, scored in the 10th position. Sorry, my hand's in the way. And of course, as I mentioned, Jacob Tutu failed to qualify for this race. While these drivers are in a green flag run, let me go through the former winners of the season opener for this series. Ever since 2010, which was our first year, but this one was not like NR 2003. I'm going to go over the former winners of the season opener. Some are not in this field. Some you'll see next week at Atlanta. Couple of former winners in this field that have won the season opener. The ones that are not in this field, of course, Annie Einstein, when she won the 500. From 2010, I believe, to 2013. 2014, this lady right here, Betty Barrett, is a former winner of this race. Or a former winner of the season opener, rather. Barrett is one of our former winners in the field. 2015, Crystal Fontaine, you'll see her next week. 2016, this driver, Timmy Turner. And y'all know how the Daytona race down there in 2016 when we first broadcasted to YouTube went, now don't we? Bryce Blackwood won in 2017. You will see him next week at Atlanta. He is replacing Emmy Lipson in the 90 because Lipson has her own paints, has her own car. So you'll see Bryce Blackwood next week at Atlanta. Then we had Zachary Taylor won 2017, but he didn't make the race. 2018 was Bryce Blackwood. Excuse me, there. Sorry about that. That's what happens when I haven't commentated in a while. So, yeah. 2019, 2020 were canceled due to the pandemic. 2021, Reagan Whitlock, but he's not running full-time in this series. He's in the Foster series. And we talked about Kelsey Hobbs right here. She is the defending winner of the season opener, which was Daytona. So those are your former winners in this field. Let's also talk about manufacturers that have won on this channel. So we talked about as I just spilled my drink. I'll clean it up. I'll clean it up when we have our next break. I'll get some paper towels in a minute. So the manufacturers that have been to victory lane so far in this series, and what is now the Monster Energy series, are BMW, which is leading, which Lauren Ekstrom is leading. Chevy Camaro, which that's what Luke Cage is driving. Of course, he drove the 29 last season. Chevy Camaro's been to victory lane. Audi has been to victory lane as well in this series, because Ish Taylor made it to the championship race. Buick Regal's been the victory lane, I believe, with Timmy. Yeah, Timmy Turner's been the victory lane with Buick. Mercedes has been the victory lane. I know that with yours truly. Which, interesting enough, since we were at the season opener, We have no Mercedes in this race. That's a shocker. I believe Holden has been to victory lane with Timothy Grenville. You'll see him. I don't think Grenville's in this race, is he? Let me look. Doesn't look like he is. Okay, so you'll see him next week. I believe that's about it as far as the manufacturers that made their debut back when I started doing the races with Travis in 2016. So the only manufacturers I know... Oh, and Nissan has been the victory lane. I forgot about them. With Morgan Henderson. Of course, you will see Morgan and Tyler next week at Atlanta. So that leaves, as they're coming up to Strawberry Lawson, put her a lap down. That means the only manufacturers that have not been to victory lane, Cadillac is one of them because this is their debut race. Hyundai Sonata, you can add them to the list. They've never won in this series before. Of course, Daniel Voiles has been to victory lane with Hyundai Sonata in the retired NNSCRA Hershey's Cup Series. Let me think what else. Lakoya, which you'll see them next week with Sean McKean. Yes, you heard that right. Sean McKean's making his debut next week in this series. And the 005 will also make their debut. Let me think. Cadillac, Hyundai Sonata. I'm trying to think what other manufacturer. Subaru has not been to victory lane as far as this series is concerned because they almost won. I believe that's it. Oh, Pontiac's been to victory lane as well. I forgot to add them to the list. My bad. So I think it's just those manufacturers. And Mitsubishi Lancer has been to victory lane. I forgot about them. But those manufacturers, I just documented. They are Cadillac, Hyundai, Sonata, and Subaru are the only manufacturers, and Lakoya are the only manufacturers that have not been to victory lane, as Jessica Miller has taken the race lead. So there you go. All right, while these drivers are cleaning up, I'm going to go ahead and clean up my little mess. Excuse me. Oh, and Jessica Miller got shoved up. Alright. I'm back, y'all. Sorry about that. I'll get me a napkin. I'll get me a napkin when we get to the next couple of laps. Okay. Actually, we're having pit stops now. Somebody coming to pit road. That's the 33 of Luke Cage. 17's coming to pit road. Remember, don't hit each other, guys. Okay, looks like we're having pit stops a lot early. Wow, that shook up the field. I bet they weren't expecting those drivers coming to pit road. So they're short pitting. Yep, here they come. Hopefully they don't run into each other. There's a gaggle of cars. We saw this in the Buffalo Wild Wings Series race. That when drivers came to pit road, they had damage. And also in our truck race, because we had this under the yellow. So, Hopefully these drivers learn their lesson, not run in the back of one another. Make sure they give each other plenty of room. And here they come. Here come the leaders. And Lauren Ekstrom had to do it from the rear of the field, so I applaud her for that. New leader, the defending champion of the Monster Energy Series, Rebecca Hawkins, who has won a championship in all of the rookie, as a rookie. Didn't take Rookie of the Year honors last season, but that's okay. And she's coming to pit road. There's Luke Cage, because he was one of the drivers that came to pits. Saying the 28's the leader. And they got held up. Okay, looks like the 22's down the way. Looks like we got through the first round of pit stops. I think we got through the pit stops without any damage. Let me just make sure. Yes is the answer. Wow. Good job, guys. I don't know what was said in the drivers' meeting this morning, but all of these drivers have used common sense to make sure they don't get called to the big green truck after the race. And we went through the first round of pit stops without damage. How about that? These drivers are a lot smarter than what we had. If the Buffalo Wild Wings and Truck Series drivers would take notes from this series, that would be great. I don't know why. Alright, I'm trying to clear this shit up. Alright, sorry about that. My game froze because I had to get all this cleared up. Alright, sorry about that. Coming up to lap number 50, we'll be at the 1/4 mark in this race, and surprisingly, no cautions. Well, Patrick Watson's going to be pleased about something. At least he's pleased that these drivers here in this series use common sense to get through a run of green flag pit stops without tripping over one another. And I was hoping this series didn't trip over one another. That was not the case. Now, if these drivers can do that the rest of this race, that would be fantastic. Alonso Carrera's lost the draft. And all 42 cars still in this race, 41 on the lead lap. I want to make sure I have cautions on so that way. Yep, cautions on. Okay. I thought so. Forgot to show you the weather. I've been doing a lazy job. It's 55 degrees, but look at that wind. West at 22 miles an hour. So the track has a lot more grip in sunny conditions. It's not hot and slick like we're gonna go to Phoenix or something like that. But these cars are going to have an issue with the wind. I don't know if it was an issue in trucks and Buffalo Wild Wings because I didn't check the weather report. Of course, the pack got split up because of the green flag pit stops we had in this race. And this is a somewhat of a lead pack, which Dylan Cunningham currently leads. This up. Alright, there we go. Need to have the schedule out. Did it not go through? Hang on. There we go. There we go. Wait a minute, it's too big. I'm gonna make it a little tinier. Move you over here, move you right there. There we go. Sorry about that, I had to fix the... Oh, wait a minute, it's too small. Let me do that. There we go. Alright. There's the schedule, by the way. I was just saving that in case NR Gen 3 decided to glitch on me or be drunk. Now that we got our first stops out of the way and in our belt, should start getting a little bit more comfortable. That's what these drivers are doing, trying to get a little bit more comfy. For the 4 rookies in this field, which is White Castle, London and Violet Jackson, and Annabelle Griffin, you have made it through your first stumps in the Monster Energy Series. So, proud of those 4 ladies, and that's all you have to do. Those rookies, they're just learning, and there's a 17. Of course, we have a good battle for Rookie of the Year. These 4 ladies, along with the other rookies we will see next week at Atlanta. That will be a fun race weekend. Which brings us to our motorsports calendar. Now that we're talking about Atlanta next week, while this race is going on. We'll first have our non-charter races for both the trucks and Buffalo Wild Wings. That will be a double header. That will determine who will make the main event and who will unfortunately have to go home. As they'll be catching Carrera very soon. Carrera's hoping for a yellow. So we'll have our non-charter races for trucks and Buffalo Wild Wings. That will be a doubleheader. Then we'll have our Truck Series second points race of the season, along with the Buffalo Wild Wings Series. And then the Monster Energy Series will have their first division races, which all those drivers who did not make this race will see them next week. And Lacey's going to have her little sister in there. And all those drivers that failed to qualify, unlike in NASCAR, they get a waiver, a playoff waiver. And I can't wait to see what kind of point shakeups we're going to have when we have all 4 divisions next, or the division races next week at Atlanta. Then the following week we go to Vegas, and it'll be the same format as Atlanta. Then trucks will be off until Martinsville. We'll just have non-charter for Buffalo Wild Wings Series. for Phoenix and Auto Club, and Monster will have their normal business as usual, and then all 3 series will be back. The first off week for the Buffalo Wild Wings series will be right after the Darlington weekend concludes, because it will be only Monster Energy will be at Sonoma, which we're definitely looking forward to that. There's Maria Nowicki and Alonso Carrera in danger of going a lap down. So we're getting closer to lap number 60. We're getting closer to the midway point of this race, and no yellow flag. So these drivers have had a calm race. I was thinking this race was going to be chaos like we saw in our Trucks and Buffalo Wild Wings series. That has not been the case today. Like I said, I don't know what Patrick Watson said to these drivers in the drivers' meeting this morning. I don't know what Orman said, but whatever was said from the Monster Energy officials, whatever was said, apparently lit a fire in these drivers in their eyes. It probably lit a fire in them, saying, "Okay, let's just be patient." And then now the officials will probably go to the dressing room and say, "Okay, that was probably too conservative, but good job nevertheless. Even though if you have a disappointing finish, good job nevertheless." So, bet the officials will probably be happy for everybody. It looks like nobody will be on probation. Nobody's causing any issues, so we won't have a driver on probation this series. So that means we won't go 3 for 3 unless I jinx it. Hopefully not. Back to the calendar, since we're discussing this, they have now caught Nowicki and Carrera. So after Monster gets done racing at Sonoma, all 3 series will be at their second restrictor plate track of Coca-Cola, which means those who failed to qualify for this race will be their first plate track of the season. Then we'll have a split weekend with Trucks and Buffalo Wild Wings series, as the 36 has gone a lap down. 48's about to go a lap down right now. We'll have Trucks and Buffalo Wild Wings series having their race weekend in Iowa. The non-charter races will be in the daytime. The main event will be at night for them. But Monster Energy won't be at Iowa. They'll be at the dirt track of Springfield. Oh, that would be a fun race. I can't wait for Springfield. In fact, the next 2 weekends after Coca-Cola will be at different venues. We'll have Pocono for Monster, while Trucks and Buffalo Wild Wings are at Pikes Peak. Then all 3 series will be at Richmond Loudon. And then All-Star Race Weekend will be at M&M Super Speedway. And that's only for the Monster Energy Series competitors. Then we'll start the chase towards the chase. We'll be heading to Rio. First time we'll be back at Rio. Rio, Texas, and Kansas. Kansas is a night race, by the way. It'll be a night race for all 3 series. Actually, it'll be a double header, as they're going to put Whitney Wolf a lap down. Trucks and Buffalo Wild Wings series, it will be a double header, because Trucks will run the old version of Kansas. Buffalo Wild Wings series will run the updated version of Kansas. And then Monster Energy will run both versions. Then after Kansas, it will be just Monster Energy alone. They'll be at the newly revamped Bristol, which we finally... The good thing about Richmond, Dover, and... which, by the way, Dover will be down there for the Monster Energy Series, is that I finally got a revamped version of those 3 tracks. Bristol, Richmond, and Dover, because on the... Oh, something's happened to Dylan Cunningham. Apparently, he got tight or something. Had to get out of the throttle. Car got really tight. Had to get out of the throttle, and that was close. But what I was getting ready to say before that happened was going back to the Bristol, Richmond, and Dover, because on the Papyrus versions, they could not hold a 42-car field. So I had to get a brand new version of those 3 tracks, and... Good thing is, we got that situated, so there you go. Because trucks will be off, Buffalo Wild Wings will be off after Kansas. Buffalo Wild Wings and Monster Energy Series will be at the 8 Bowl Super Speedway, and Monster Energy Series drivers should give notes to the Buffalo Wild Wings competitors about that race. Then all 3 series will be at Hillside and Charlotte, which, by the way, that will be the longest race of the season. And that will be a night race, if you didn't know. Then, it will be just Reese's. After Charlotte, it'll be... Reese, excuse me. Monster Energy Series alone for the next 3 races, because they'll have Papyrus. We'll return to Canada. The next time we return to Canada... Autodrome Chaudière. Ooh, yes. And we're going to have the Foster Series drivers in that event, like Reggie Fogelman, Kyle Langland, Cody Smart. Oh, you don't want to miss Autodrome Chaudière, because that's a track where these drivers can beat and bang, and it's like a mini Bristol, and they don't have to make pit stops in that race. Hope you guys are looking forward to Chaudière. I do need, however, a race name for that. Then we'll head to Australia, and then we head off to Road America with bringing back Buffalo Wild Wings. Trucks will have their regular season finale at IRP, and Buffalo Wild Wings will be at IRP. Reese's will run their final race before they have their first off week of the season, which is the Indianapolis, home of the Brickyard 400, which Betty Barrett will try to defend her Brickyard 400 win. Then Buffalo Wild Wings alone at Mexico City. Then we'll have Knoxville for Buffalo Wild Wings and Monster Energy Series, as well as Watkins Glen. Buffalo Wild Wings will have a couple of races, which is Iowa, Nashville, Martinsville, which they will be off. Trucks and Buffalo Wild Wings will start the playoffs at Chicagoland. Reese's will not start their playoffs until Darlington. So, yeah. And then I did it again. Monster Energy Series. I will get it right eventually. I got to get used to saying Monster Energy. I'm used to saying Reese's Pro all of a sudden. Jeez. Anyway. Monster Energy Series drivers alone for Armory Digital and Dover. That will be the regular season finale. Surprisingly, Dover is the regular season finale. Normally it'd be Richmond. That's not the case. Then we'll have the Southern 500 weekend. That will only be Monster Energy Series Pro. That's their first playoff race. Trucks, Buffalo Wild Wings, and Monster Energy have their second race of the first round. Race 2 of the first round. Monster Energy will be all by themselves because they will have their first elimination race from the Kentucky Speedway. First time we're going to make the trip to the Bluegrass State, as Cunningham's back in the lead after that little close call he just had just a few laps ago. Then our first elimination race for Trucks and Buffalo Wild Wings will be M&M's. It will be the first race of the second round for Monster Energy, and that race is going to be a bit of unknown, and that could play a huge detrimental into what will happen at M&M's in Fargo, North Dakota. Then Monster Energy will be at Arizona Speedway for their second race of the second round. Then Kansas will be back on the schedule. Trucks and Buffalo Wild Wings, that will be their first race of the second round. It will be the second elimination race for Monster Energy, which after 3 races, 4 drivers get eliminated. Monster Energy is at Michigan. And then all three series will be at Talladega for the second race of their second round. They're normally in NASCAR, the season finale would be Homestead, but that's an elimination race. And then we end off the season in Toronto. Let me know what you guys think as far as those races are concerned in the comment section. I'm going to go ahead and get score 4 up. Okay, score 4 is up. Let me go to standings, and I will have... Sorry about this. You can skip on... Okay, where is... I'll have to fix that in just a second. Oh, wait a minute. Ah, sugar plums. Hang on. I'm trying to fix score 4. I do apologize, folks. There we go. I don't know what I did to my laptop here, but okay. Okay. I'll fix it after this race is over. I don't know what I was trying to get score 4 up, and then this shit decided to glitch on me. Okay. What the flip? Hang on. Saying internet's... I'm going to restart my laptop after this race is over, so it'll be just a bit. So Dylan Cunningham currently lead. I don't really know what I did in the background. I do apologize about that. Rare for something like that to happen. At least NR didn't fuck me over. That's a good thing. I was trying to get the points for this series, so... There we go. Cunningham still leads. Annabelle Griffin in second. Oh, got a car out of the race. Zach Underwood has dropped out of the race due to an engine failure. They're saying the 36 is 2 laps down. But I don't see any damage to the 36, so... Huh, strange. They're gonna catch Gloria Tucker. But Zach Underwood has dropped out of the race due to an engine failure. A camshaft has let go on his Audi. And Zach Underwood is now the first driver officially out of this race, so... Zach is out of the car, and that will not mean he will not have to go to the care center because that was a mechanical failure. So that's a tough break for Zach Underwood, and his day is sadly done. Bit of a shame, as they're going to be catching Gloria Tucker really soon. Hello, Pace Car. How are you doing? Rick Green, the SCCA Stewart, is driving the pace car for this season. He drove the pace truck in the truck race. He drove the pace car in last night's Buffalo Wild Wings Series race, as Maria Nowicki's trying to get one of her laps back. Kelsey Hobbs going to go for the lead, but that opened the door for the 50, or the 17, excuse me. Becca Hawkins up here in this pack. They've now caught Gloria Tucker. They're going a lot faster than the 51. But 51, like I said, none of these cars have damage to my surprise, so they'll probably just mix in. So now the 51 is now a lap down, but now is up to speed with this pack. That's it. A lot of good drivers we saw earlier at the front, at the back of this field. Probably they had some mistakes on their green flag pit stop or what, but whatever the case, that's a tough break for these drivers. 9 cars all over the place. Hang on there. Hang on there, sweets. Good Lord, honey. This is the second pack led by Jessica Miller. Whitney Wolf has lost the pack, so she's going to get gobbled up by that second pack in a bit. If this lead pack gets shrunk even more, that second pack is going to start reeling them in. Oh, and Cunningham's coming to pit road. This must be second round of stops. Question these drivers are going to have, the double zeros coming to pit road. They're a lot spaced out than what we thought they were going to be. Gloria Tucker's lost the lead pack. She'll probably get gobbled up. I was wondering when we were going to have our next round of pit stops. Zach Underwood has now gone to the dressing room. And he's off, and he's going to have an early shower. As White Castle's coming to pit road, I think that's the 26 that went with her. No, that's the 70, excuse me. That's Lacey Washington. Last thing these drivers do not want to see is a yellow. That really could screw everything up and trap some drivers a lap down. Annabelle Griffin leads this race. And she's coming to pit road. Danny Rand and Ish Taylor joining her. To my surprise, nobody has committed male or female abuse. To my surprise. So, and I'm going to mention this. Even if we don't get a yellow, I know in the back of my mind we will have a caution at some point in the season. There's the Hollywood Hotel. That's where, as some of these drivers are coming out of the pits. There's Sandy 01 is in the lead. However, I think she's on pit road, if I'm correct. No, she's still in the lead. She's pushing the 36 car. That's Maria Nowicki, who's a couple laps down. Or actually, she's 1 lap down. She'll be 2 because of the fact she lost the draft. If you just joined us late, welcome to the Canadian 450, the opening round of the Monster Energy Series. So far, we have not had a yellow, but I suspect that could change some point in this race. We will have a yellow some point in this race, hopefully, as the 24 is now in second. Courtney Lynn's already been to pit road. So this will turn the race lead back over to Annabelle Griffin. And she's all by her lonesome, but she'll be gobbled up really soon by that group right there. Only one driver out of the race, that was Zach Underwood, who lost an engine on his Audi. The camshaft let go on the 60 car. That's a tough break for him, so not the start of the season Zach Underwood was hoping for. As Griffin is going to be the leader, but she's not going to be safe as far as the lead is concerned. There's Kelsey Hobbs. Hobbs actually was the leader, but she hadn't come out of the pit lane, but she's by herself. And now she's going to merge back up on the track safely without anyone running in the back of her. And we have been caution-free so far in this race. We're coming up to the midway point of today's race. Up, and as soon as I say that, the 11 has dropped out. That's Strawberry Lawson. Out with an engine failure. So just after pit stops, the engine gave up on the 11 of Strawberry Lawson, and now she is out of this race. It's going to be an engine survival race, if you know what I mean. So Strawberry Lawson's day is done, so that's our first female driver out of the race. So she will join Zach Underwood, who is out of this race and off to an early shower. All right, while these drivers are green, I'm going to go ahead and rest my hand. Stop. I'm going to rest my hand and take a drink. That is a tough break for Strawberry Lawson, who's coming off making the playoffs in her career, making her first ever playoffs in her career. But unfortunately, the engine gave up the ghost. JGR unreliability strikes again, and Strawberry Lawson's day is unfortunately done. That's too bad. Alright. You've missed nothing for you all. Appreciate Riki Raceway for providing us a great facility for us to have our Canadian Speed Weeks, which we are concluding them at the end of this race. They're going to be catching Maria Nowicki soon. And they've caught the 36. Remember when Dylan Cunningham had to get out of the throttle because the car started getting tight because he was getting tied. I thought that was going to be our first yellow, but thankfully he kept it straight. Nobody ran into him. They gave him plenty of room. We kept it together, and we've been green still. Lita Perez about to go a lap down. 36 on the lead lap, 40 still in the race, and then, as I said, Strawberry Lawson and Zach Underwood out of the race due to engine failures on their respective machines. So Zach Underwood, not the start of the season he would have liked after finishing top 35 in last year's points. Strawberry Lawson, not the way she wanted to start off her season. As looks like the 36 is coming to pit road. Is this an unscheduled stop, or had she not pitted? She had not pitted. Okay. So she's going to lose some more laps. At least she got out of the way. The problem is that meant Ish Taylor could lose this pack. Yeah, the 36 hadn't pitted yet, so there's your answer. Pretty soon they'll be catching these two and the 74. 4 tires and fuel on that 36. And surprisingly, we have not had a yellow. These drivers would like a yellow so they can get caught back up. That's 73. lost the pack. Lauren Ekstrom lost the leaders. But that second pack is going to be going to gobble her up. As long as they don't run into the 36. Look out. 00 had to get on the brakes to check up because the 36 was merging. That was close. But we keep it together. I was about to get ready to say 36 is about to cause what we had in our Buffalo Wild Wings Series race last night, but for a different reason. Nice heads up for Sandy Watson. Had to get on the brakes and not run to the back of the Pilot Flying J Chevrolet, as Betty Barrett and them are going to catch the 73. No catcher. That means we have now we're about to have a 5-car pack because these two are going side by side. That's not doing their aerodynamics any favors. Annabelle Griffin got tight, so she may end up losing this pack, along with the 70. They've just put Alita Perez a lap down, so... because it's now a 6-second lead to 8th place Lauren Ekstrom, who has been gobbled up by that second pack. And that second pack, I believe, is going to start reeling the leaders in because they are too busy going side by side. Actually, they haven't caught the 73 yet. They will eventually. The second pack, of course, led by Maria Nowicki, but she's 2 laps down. Brenda Eveling's the one who's leading this pack as far as the lead lap car is concerned. Look out. 36 tried to shut the door on the 88. That was nearly a wreck. 36 needs to use some common sense here. That is a lead lap cars. We're at the halfway point of this race, and it's been Dylan Cunningham who's been leading so far. We're halfway through this race. Still no yellow. This is almost like what we had at Las Vegas, except we had a yellow late in that race. I believe we went 200-something laps before we had our first yellow at Las Vegas in 2016, which was won by Mackenzie Thompson. Brianna Knight, and like I said, that pack will more than likely gobble the 73 up. And now they're going to start, and then they can start working on chasing this lead pack. Rebecca Hawkins, the defending series champ, with Kelsey Hobbs. Zach Underwood and Strawberry Lawson are out of the dressing room after their shower and their little bathroom break down there. Hate to see those two out of the race. But they're having a good discussion how the race was. And they'll probably head back up there on their respective pit boxes to watch the remainder of this race. And I believe that was the only Joe Gibbs car that made the race, the 11 team, so they're probably going to head home early. Sorry, I was stretching. They have caught they've caught Ashley Reynolds and the Hermione Sweet cars, and they have put them a lap down. Well, okay, they were trying to put the 14 lap down. Now they've done so. Problem is that pack's going side by side. Update on the second pack led by Brianna Knight. '73, I know, is going to be really caught because they are gaining on her because she's by herself running a couple of seconds slower. Who's had the fastest lap of the race? That is the 73 of Lauren Ekstrom at 36.171. 36.972. That's half a second separating the full field. And Ekstrom has a fast race car. In fact, everybody had a fast race car. It's just a shame that the engine reliability had to strike and bite the bullet. Lita Perez not battling for the lead because she's one lap down. If we get a yellow here, this could really shake up everything as far as fuel mileage and everything is concerned. As Whitney Wolf's going to be gobbled up by another group of cars. This is our second pack that's led by Brianna Knight. They're going 216. I still don't know how in the world that the 73 is faster than that second pack, even though that second pack is still going to reel her in. So this race has had a different story as Rebecca Hawkins is going to go for the race lead because they have a couple of lap cars right in there. The 48 of Carrera, the 035 of Hermione Sweet, and the 74 of Alita Perez. Can't wait to record. I'm going to have to get the non-charter grid ready to go after I'm done recording this race. By the time you're watching this, it's already been done. I believe we got a couple of more rounds of pit stops to go, and then these drivers can make it to the end if this thing keeps going green. If we get a yellow, that's really going to shake things up. Just checking through the field. I still don't understand how she's quicker. 36.909. Yeah, this second pack should be reeling her in. I don't know why the 73 is not being reeled in by that second pack. That's what I'm kind of... She's like 3.5 seconds. How in the world is a single car making that time, making up this much time on the leaders in this main pack? Because normally you wouldn't make up that ground unless you're being held up by lap traffic that have damage, but that has not been the case because none of these cars have been damaged today. As Kelsey Hobbs going to take the race lead. We've had more lead changes than our Buffalo Wild Wings Series race last night. A lot of lead changes we've had here today. These drivers have been doing a great job not causing any pit lane problems. I'm going to go ahead and minimize you. May pull this up and put my background back up. I'll do it after this race is over. Not sure what I did. Oh, it says running window internet diagnostics. I will have to. Okay, I'm gonna have to get that fixed. I think it was an internet I was not supposed to have. Okay, I'll fix it after this race. Okay, I'm gonna run you over with a train there. I'm gonna run over this laptop with a train in 5 seconds if you don't stop being a derping hyena. Also, I forgot to mention this. The previous 2 races, we had a driver that led the most laps and did not blow it. Something tells me that may not be the case today. Also, I should mention, we've had a rookie driver go to victory lane in the previous 2 races. Oh, we got a crash! We got a crash, ladies and gentlemen. The 70 of Lacey Washington. And that did not bring out a yellow. Lot of damage to Sweet and for Lacey Washington. Oh no. No, they're going to be a problem. Lot of damage to the Hunt Brothers Chevrolet. Look out, look out, look out, look out. This is going to end in tears. Ooh, that was really close. See what happened here to Lacey Washington. We went 100 and something laps before our first incident. Let's see. I don't know if the 035 came down or the 70 came up. Wow, that 70 had air. I don't know if those two, one came, the 035 was coming up, 70 came down, whatever the case, all those drivers involved. And 70 is going to have to come to pit road to repair the damage. Well, that's what happens when the lap cars decide to be stupid and cause that little problem now, isn't it? And how on earth did Lauren Ekstrom made up all that ground? How? How on earth did Lauren Ekstrom make up all that time on the leaders of all people? How on earth did she pull that off? I have never seen that before ever in my life, folks. That's pretty damn impressive if you ask me. Now she's pulling away. Oh boy. 70 is, oh, problems for Sweet. She's out of the race. Oh no, not the queen of super speedways. Oh, that's gut-wrenching. And the 035 has taken herself out of the race. Suspension problems on the 9. Ah! That's gonna hurt. That stings because Vanellope von Schweetz is a very good restrictor plate driver, and unfortunately a suspension problem, unfortunately, has put the greatest road racer and super speedway master out of this race. That's too bad. Lauren Ekstrom's just pulling away. I don't know how she's pulling that off. Lacey Washington, that damage really affected her car. Let's check the hood. Had some left side damage on her Hunt Brothers Pizza Chevrolet, and she's about to put another lap down. And I talked about this at the top of the show. We've not had an incident coming out of the trial. Race control will have a look at that incident between the 70 and the much. But what appeared to me was the 035 was not paying any attention, thought she was going to go to the bottom. The 70 was going to follow her. Yeah, and the official will definitely look at that replay, look at that incident. Because now the 70 is off the pace and badly damaged. Took us 114 laps till that happened. And that's the dangerous place coming out of that trioval. We've seen wrecks happen coming out of the trioval and drivers get caught up in it. Surprisingly, it took us that long, but surprisingly, the 70 doesn't look like she's too badly damaged, but she probably damaged something, probably broke a control arm on the left front of her machine, so that's not good, especially on an aerodynamic track where aerodynamics is key on the super speedway. So I don't know why Lauren Ekstrom's pulled out to a huge lead. And she ran a 35.8. That's probably why. Good grief. Sorry, my mouse needs to be smacked because my mouse decided to be drunk. What a race we've had here today. Hi, Brian. Nice quiet house with just me and Brian. I'm gonna say that right here, right now. I love peace and quiet in this house. Yeah. Lauren Ekstrom currently still the leader. I don't know how in the world she's pulling out to a huge lead, because that's never a good thing. But remember, we still got some more pit stops to make in this race. Also, Hermione Sweet has taken the trip to the care center because that was a damaged vehicle, because she was involved in an incident. Even though she drove it back to the garage, she has to go to the infield care center. So now we've had our first driver out of the race as far as damage is concerned. And we nearly had our first yellow of the race, but surprisingly, how in the world we kept it straight is beyond me. I cooked it in the oven, so to get it a nice golden brown instead of rubbering it up in the microwave, if you know what I mean. Yeah, because I had it crispy and charred, so. But I did it for 29 minutes, and yeah, I should have done it less time. But either way, it's still golden brown.
Yeah, you cooked it like 400?
I think 375 is what I cooked it on. Talking to my roommate, Brian.
I think you cooked it like 400.
Oh, you're supposed to put it at 400? Shit, I cooked it at 375. Damn it. Oh, okay. I'm not going to play games as far as me being an antagonizer. Anyway, that's another topic off story. Anyway, Lauren Ekstrom. How would it be for Lauren Ekstrom to start off her relationship with BMW to go to victory lane in this race? And of course, Lauren Ekstrom made the playoffs last season. I believe she got eliminated. Don't think she made it into the final four to compete, or the final five at the time for the title. And pit stops. Pit stops. So looks like after this, I believe if we go green the rest of the way, these drivers can make it on one more stop. But remember, that caution flag can rear its ugly head, and I've seen it in NR races before. When the yellow flag comes out, it rears its ugly head. Oh, man. Just got this from the officials. They have determined that was a racing deal, and that was close by the 74. Not sure why on earth she was committing to come to pit road from the middle lane, but okay. Thankfully, there was not a car there, and I think she needs to be a little bit more careful. They have determined that was a racing deal between the 70 and the 035. I think one came down, thought she was clear. The other one thought She could try to push, whatever the case. The two made contact, took each other in the wall. They did keep it straight, which I was a little surprised. And I thought they were going to get run over by that second pack, but that was not the case. And yep, leaders are pitting. Don't think we've ever had a caution-free race on a super speedway to start the season. I want to look. No, we have not. Wow, that would be a first if that happens. At a track, normally we see a lot of wrecks. Good grief. Everybody taking 4 tires. Everybody can make it on one more stop. I got a bug off my laptop. As long as these drivers do not pull out and cause an incident, we'll be fine. But they did rule that incident a racing deal as Matty Crenshaw's coming to pit road. I haven't talked much about Matty Crenshaw all race. Courtney Lynn in 3rd. I think the 01 has yet to make her... Where is the 01? Look at my deal. There she is. As soon as I was getting ready to say that, she's coming to pit road with Rebecca Hawkins. Speaking of Del Taco, and I'll throw this a little side. Of course, we do have a card that is sponsored by Del Taco, which is Nina Cambridge, and you'll see her, as I said, with everybody else next week. We'll have the Del Taco post-race show when this race is done. And what has been a very calm and collective. So it has been a complete opposite versus the last 2 races we've had here this weekend. Good grief. Never would have thought that would be the case. Only at Riki, where expect the unexpected. Boy, BMW has never won a season opener in this series, and this could be their day if Ekstrom keeps it up. I believe Ekstrom could also get some bonus points for leading the boat slap. Oh, Kelsey Hobbs has got damage. Is that a yellow? No, it's not. But the 00 is pitting. And she was the leader. What has happened? Oh, did we have an incident coming? And this was not a yellow? Oh, great. Let's see. Something happened to the... okay. Oh, somebody blew up in front of her. Who's that? Oh, that's Matty Crenshaw. Okay, so this answered the question. That's why Hobbs was trying to get back up to speed, and Brenda Eveling ran to the back of the 01, and the 00 of Sandy Watson had nowhere to go. But that was not a yellow, to my surprise. Up 14's out of the race with a gearbox. 68, I believe, has taken her car back behind the wall. I saw some black smoke coming out. Unless I'm mistaken her for another car. Let's see. Let me see. I'm going to see if this was the car that was blowing up. Yep, right after she left the pit lane, it blew up. And unfortunately for Matty Crenshaw, her day is to appear to be done. Wow, I can't believe she's lucky she didn't get run over by anybody coming out of the pits. All of a sudden, we've had a bizarre situation. The ignition blew on that 68, so that's a tough break. And now the 00 has taken herself out of contention for the win, so that's a bit of a shame. Now the 01 is going to be a problem because now she's got damage to the car. And I don't know how I don't think I'm going to fault that. Yeah, officials have just told me in the booth they are not going to penalize. They're not going to penalize Kelsey, and I think that was a right decision. We've had a caution. We've had a calm race in the first half of this race. All of a sudden, all hell is broken loose. And we have cars breaking down left and right. Good grief. And shockingly, no yellow for this. Oh, boy. And Lauren Ekstrom's still the leader, but they're going to catch a car with damage. Oh, boy, that's going to be bad. How bad is the damage on the Brenda Eveling machine? Yeah, she got a little bit on the back of her Mountain Dew, the original Mountain Dew Chevy. Oh, boy, she's going to be an issue. And surprisingly, with no yellow flag, this could really be interesting if traffic comes into play. That's the Evan just being stupid as usual, doing that beep, beep, beep. Dylan Cunningham has made it to the second position. Or was in second, now he's down to fourth. Boy. I thought that was for sure. It looked like when the car spun down the apron, the 01, that was out of harm's way, so the yellow didn't come out. So that's probably why the officials didn't throw the yellow. That is, however, a tough break. The officials will definitely look at that incident. But I think the 00 just got really... The 00 is going to be another issue. Oh, boy. First half of the race was calm. So far in this second half, good grief, all hell broke loose. It's been a good race for these drivers here and all that, so... Of course, after this race, I will restart my laptop, and then we'll get, we'll see you guys next week at Atlanta. Now with these damaged cars on the track, this could be problem. This could be a problem. This really could play a factor who wins this race and who's going to get royally screwed over and probably say a massive F word. And I should go ahead and make a little disclaimer. I don't want to hear Toby saying, I'm glad it's Friday, when it gets really annoying. And Brian 100% would agree with me, as they've caught Brenda Eveling.
Yeah.
Looks like Brenda Eveling was just getting out of the way, even though she held up the 7 just a little bit. She knew the leaders were coming, and she let the leaders take the bottom lane. So, not the run Brenda Eveling would have liked, but she's being a very gracious back marker and letting the leaders by. Of course, she let her teammate go. Oh no, Kelly Moore's blown up. No, not Kelly. Yep, header. This has not been a good weekend for those that are running and those that are having engine problems. Good grief. That's our what? Our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cars that have had mechanical problems. Hermione Sweet's the only driver that's out of the race due to a crash related. Speaking of Hermione Sweet, she has been released from the care center, so good thing is she's okay. Oh, here comes the big test here. This 00 that has no hood on the Starcom Chevrolet. This could be a problem. This could be a problem. Oh, yellow's out. Yellow is out. What a huge break. Oh, we had a crash in turn number 1 coming out of the trial. Well, who's down on the apron? That's Dan. Oh boy, this changes everything. Danny Rand heavily damaged to the Pepsi Max Chevrolet, and just like Las Vegas in 2016, the caution is out. Oh boy, this shook up this is gonna change everything. Danny Rand heavily damaged. Looks like his day is done. Let's see what happened here. Oh! Let's see. I think Thomas got tight. Yep, Thomas got tight. Annie Thomas. Danny Rand got in the inside wall, and he got Brianna Knight. Now Annie Thomas has got a lot of damage to the M&M's Pretzel Hyundai Sonata. Oh, there's where he hit the inside wall. Good thing is, that is a safer barrier down there. Oh boy, Danny Rand's day is done. Looks like the engine just got killed, and we got some drivers making pit stops under the yellow. Oh, this is gonna shake things up. I love when these races shake things up. Oh, this is gonna be a good restart, boys and girls. So we went 145 laps on that green flag run. That's our longest green flag run. And the yellow is out for the first time for these drivers. They had not had a yellow in the Reese's Clash. And now they've had their first caution of the weekend in terms of this series. Yeah, a lot of damage to Annie Thomas's car. She is going to continue, though, but that's a tough break for her. 26 has got a little hood buckle on her machine. Let's see where that came from. Unless we had drivers running the back of one another. Yep. It's like the 97... Yeah, 97 should have turned a lot sooner, and now the 26 got a hood buckle on that Maxium Toyota, so... It's up break for London Jackson. We're going to go ahead and get you back to the restart. Boy, this yellow flag reared its ugly head. Some drivers came down pit road. I don't know if they're thinking this could be our last yellow flag of the race. We will just have to wait and see. Boy, but this shook up the... This is going to get interesting with all these lap cars we're going to have. Danny Rand's out of the race with a piston. He is off to the infield care center since he had a crash related. 15 and 23 had an extended stay on the pit lane, so they are back out onto the track. 73-2, 03, 99-22, your top 5. Then it's 17, 153, 360, 093, and 28. That's your top 10. So much for y'all saying this was going to be a board fest. Well, that was not the case. And yet we've not had the big one. Something's going to tell me we're going to end up having a yellow before this is all said and done. Something tells me we'll have our second caution pretty a lot sooner than later. First restart of the day, back to green at Riki. Now we'll see how these drivers do on a restart, because we've not had a restart all day. '73 jumped out to a big lead, but knowing on these super speedways, that's going to come back to haunt her. Most of these cars are up to speed, except the 00, who is now holding up the 023, excuse me. We're not careful, we might have our second yellow sooner than later. Now comes the question, those that came to pit road, I don't know if that was a good idea or if that was a bad idea, coming to pit road, but are they thinking we're going to have another restart? Because they may not make it the rest of the way. Them just making that pit stop, unless they saved enough fuel under pacing, which is a bit iffy if you ask me. Gloria Tucker's got no friends. Wyatt Beanstalk's now in second place as the 00 continuing to hold up some people. Because she's got no hood on that machine. Annie Thomas has got rear end damage, but surprisingly she's still up to speed in this pack. Which I'm a little surprised about, to be honest with you. As Wyatt Beanstalk has worked his way up here. 27 not for position. Whitney Wolf is a lap down. 34 on the track, 26 on the lead lap. Boy, this really reared its ugly head. Officials will, however, have to look at the incident between the 23 and the 06. I just think the 06 just ran over the 23 because 23 got time. We saw that with Dylan Cunningham earlier in the race where he got tight and everybody gave him room. Looked like the 06 never gave the 23 a chance to gain control of the car. Excuse me. Didn't mean to belch. Excuse me there. May go get some ice cream after this race. There's Betty Barrett in the 99. Haven't talked much about the Canadian. She's been a driver that stayed out of trouble all day. How would it be for Betty Barrett to go to victory lane in her home country? And it is a Australian Motorsports 1-2. Lauren Ekstrom leads. Look who's second. Her teammate and employee Betty Barrett. Of course, Betty Barrett's a former winner. Not too far behind their other teammate. That's Ibonia Mirmoez. It's been a great day for BMW today. And team owner Lauren Ekstrom will be very pleased with how the two BMW drivers have run. Of course, Jacob didn't make the race because of owner points. Barrett's having a has had a very quiet run, if you ask me. And that's how it's been, so. That 00 is going to be an issue. I'm surprised Annie Thomas is still up to speed, to be quite honest with you all, because she had rear end damage. And that was a case of the car got tight, and she had to get out of throttle. I thought my game crashed there for a second. I would have wasted 104 minutes of nothing. Which would have helped, which would have given me a chance to restart my laptop, but that's all right. Now Barrett has cleared the 74. And now she's going to go after her team owner for the race lead and possibly for the race win. Now these drivers are now in their window to make it the rest of the way, since some of these drivers did not pit under that yellow. And you think for Lauren Ekstrom, this is a difficult situation as the 2 is going to go for second. But Barrett's going to hold on to the second position. You know, Lauren Ekstrom has made the playoffs, and she knows what she's doing. And I think a lot of people were kind of surprised when she announced she was going to leave Ford to go to BMW. Well, she's done a good job so far with this BMW. And I wouldn't be surprised if Lauren Ekstrom wins this race or her teammate Betty Barrett. Of course, Betty Barrett has not won a race since 2012, believe it, or excuse me, the Brickyard, I'm sorry. When Barrett won the Brickyard, she snapped her longest winless spell, which was Bristol. And that was her 5th career win. But the problem for Barrett was that happened during the playoffs. And Barrett was driving a Ford at the time when she went to Victory Lane. The question is going to be how will she do in her first full season in a BMW? Well, so far, she's doing great. And people thought, you know, Lauren Ekstrom was going to struggle with BMW. Unfortunately, surprisingly, that has not been the case. Because they have a 4-car team. They're going to have Jacob Tutu, who you'll see him next week. You have Ebonia Mirmoz and Betty Barrett, who've been running in the top 20 pretty much all race. You know, when you have Jacob Tutu and you're going to have that kind of talent, that's something we like to see. And, you know, Lauren Ekstrom, who's never won a season opener in her career, she finally got her first career win last season. Barrett got her first win of the season last season. Can they try to get a win and try to get their spots confirmed into the playoffs? Because both of them are locked in the All-Star race because their wins happened after the All-Star race last season. There's Wyatt Beanstalk. We talked about drivers who've had winless streaks. In that case, of course, Wyatt Beanstalk broke his winless streak, and as far as the longest winless streak before his first win ever. And he did that, I believe, in his first start last season. And they're going to be catching the 00. Oh boy, this could be bad. This could be bad. This could be bad. 73's being held up. Inside line being held up. Oh, this is not going to end well. That's going to allow this second group to catch right up to her. Right up to this group. 00 still getting in the way. Here comes Wyatt Beanstalk. Going to take the race lead. Betty Barrett right there in second. But Beanstalk got pushed up the track. Here comes the rest of the leaders. We're going to have some new players. Ekstrom still being impeded by the 73. The problem for these two up here is these drivers are not on the lead lap. The 36, 27, 74. They're a lap down. Barrett tried to get down the bottom, couldn't because the 17 had a head of steam. And it stopped her from passing. That's White Castle. That 00 decided to rear its ugly head in this race. And now holding up Ish Taylor. Oh, almost came down to 12. Ekstrom's going to be out of the top 10. Looky there, Valentina Fernandez. Where did that 28 machine come from? We have not talked much about her this race. Bouvier's up here. And they'll be catching Eveling very soon. That could cause some problems. Something tells me something's going to tell me we're going to have a lap car cause the dreaded big one. Here comes Cunningham for second. Here comes Abonia Mirmoez. We mentioned about how good BMW's had all day with all three of their cars running in the top 15. Could Abonia Mirmoez possibly win this race? As I apologize for my mouse being sticky, but Toby didn't. But Toby's laughing right about now. Oh, we got problems. Oh, we got problems. Somebody's off the pace. Dylan Cunningham. Oh, we're crashing. We're crashing in the back. There we go. Car's in the wall. Oh, no, 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 no. No, the big one. No. Lot of cars torn up. And that happened because Dylan Cunningham had a mechanical problem. These drivers who got put a lap down just got their lap back. Oh, no. Second caution of the day. Looks like the 28. Actually, I take that back. Nobody got their lap back. Ish Taylor's torn up. Quentin Honeysett. Kelsey Haas, her day just went from bad to worse. Cooper, Cunningham. Lacey Washington, her day's gone from bad to worse. Miller, Watts. Gloria Tucker, a lot of damage to that machine. But what happened to the 7? Let's take a look. Red flag is out. Second caution of the race. All of a sudden, we went from a caution-free race. Let's investigate this. See, the 7, he was fine. But right when we go into turn 1, watch the car. Yeah, he slowed down. Something broke on that car. I don't know what broke. See, with him slowing down, that stacked everybody up on that inside line. All these guys went around. And what in the world is the 12 doing? What is Melissa Cooper doing? Just comes down, annihilates Quentin Honeysett, took poor Ben Erickson. Erickson saved it. Ish Taylor did not. Wow, that was a shot. What was Melissa Cooper doing? Watch this. Watch the 12. Look at that. Goes on the apron. Goes up, gets the 36. Comes down, gets the 96. I can't believe Erickson saved that. Ben did. Ish Taylor goes in the wall. I don't know what that was really all about. 00 missed that. 7 got a piece of it. Yep. And then Kelsey just had nowhere to go. Wow, that was a shot. Wow, that 01 just whipped the 12. Brianna Knight did get a piece of it. Well, I really want to know what Melissa Cooper was thinking, because that really, in my opinion, could have been absolutely avoided. And looks like the 360s day is done. That really could have been avoided. It looks like these drivers got lucky because they needed a yellow to make it to the end on fuel. So, well, now you can throw that fuel strategy right out the window. But I don't know what Melissa Cooper was thinking right there. I really would like to ask her what the hell that was all about. Wonder if they might have to ask Melissa Cooper to meet her in the big green truck. Because that really should have been avoided. Unfortunately, took out some good drivers. Drivers out after that incident, and there's a lot of them. You can probably classify that as the big one. Quentin Honeysett, Jessica Miller, Mia Watts is out of the race. Looks like whatever was the issue on the 7, it was terminal. Dylan Cunningham's out of the race. The 12 whoops. The 12 of Melissa Cooper. That was not what I was going to go for. Ish Taylor, Kelsey Hobbs, her day is finally over. And Lacey Washington. They joined Danny Rand, Kelly Moore, Maddie Crenshaw, Ashley Reynolds, Sweet, the 035 of Hermione Sweet, Strawberry Lawson, and Zach Underwood behind the wall. And just got this over the headset. Driver, crew chief of the 12, you need to report to the big green truck when the race is over. So Melissa Cooper has been called to the big green truck, and she won't go to the big green truck until she is fully released from the infield care center. So I bet her team is going to definitely have some explaining to do for Patrick Watson after this race. Green flag is out. And here's the funny part. Buffalo Wild Wings had 1 caution. Truck Series had 3. We just had 2 in this one. So we just pulled the Aaron's 312. 3 cautions in trucks. Buffalo Wild Wings had 1, and this series has 2. Let me go get a paper towel. I just really don't know why the 12 went on the apron and blindside Quentin Honeysett. I really want to know what that was really all about. Excuse me. I mean, just completely blindsided the 360. Well, I can tell you this. That's not going to be a fun meeting there. A lot of people are not going to be happy with the 12. There's Rebecca. So you can throw that pitch strategy right out the window. $15 is definitely off the pace, so tough break for her. I'm amazed Annie Thomas has not lost the draft. I'm a little surprised. She probably has the Dale Jr. pit crew. That's probably what she has. There's Josephine Bouvier now leading this race in the 900. Sponsored by Rockstar and Golden Corral. Caution for the 3rd time today. Annie Thomas, I just mentioned about her. Amber Whitecastle's involved. Looks like we ended on the back straightaway. Yep. A lot of well, Annie Thomas, who I'm surprised she was not involved. I guess I just did a commentator's curse on my teammate. I'm sorry, Annie. But I know Annie Thomas was like, it's okay, mate. I forgive you. Alright, let's see what happens here. Yeah, I don't know what the 17 was doing there. Wow, that was a shot. That was a shot Annie Thomas took into the wall along with Amber Whitecastle. These two were running inside the top 15 pretty much all race long. I bet Annie's probably asking her, what was that all about? Fortunately, Annie Thomas out of the race. I was going to mention, good run for Josephine Bouvier. Bouvier came so close to winning her first race at Iowa in 2016. Never got the job done. Josephine Bouvier has never won in this series before, so yeah. Man, we went from a caution-free race all the way up to lap 140-something to now we've had 3 yellows. So we've tied our truck series race. But the catch was the truck race was in nighttime conditions. This is daytime. We're going to have 22 to go. Annie Thomas and White Castle's out of the race. That's a tough break for those two. I wonder, could today be the day a female driver gets the victory lane? But the contenders we have for Rookie of the Year is pretty much gone out the window. I'm gonna go get some ice cream when this race is over. Excuse me. I just don't know why the 17 hooked the 23 like that. Unless that was kind of on accident. She thought, and the 17 misjudged it. That's probably what I think is happening, because those two are talking to Kirsten. They're probably asking each other what happened there. Yeah, I'm probably thinking. I'm thinking that. Thinking that's the case, because it looked to me like the 17 was going to get right behind the 23. And looked like she just misjudged it, so. And the officials are not going to penalize those two, so. Green flag back in the air. Good grief. Now we're going to start having a survival of a race. That's what this has become. 24 in the race, 17 on the lead lap. We had a nice green flag run to start this race, but ever since lap 140, the intensity has picked up, and drivers... And of course, Annie Thomas, that was her second incident. That one was none of her own making. Of course, Danny Rant brought out the first yellow. Second yellow was with the Cunningham incident. And Melissa Cooper taking out a bunch of good drivers. And now we had the Annie Thomas incident, which brought out our third yellow of the race, which was our most recent yellow. '74 like to get a yellow to get back on the lead lap. Same with the other drivers. Lauren Ekstrom back in the lead. Look who's there in second. Courtney Lynn. Courtney Lynn went winless last season when she drove the 9. Now driving the 24. This car used to be driven by Nathan Orman, but Orman announced his retirement at the end of 2022. Here comes Barrett. How about Valentina Fernandez in that 28? She's a contender and possibly could win this race. Good run for Barrett. Good run for a lot of these drivers. BMW's had a great day today. I can tell you something for that 00. Talk about turning a bad day. You could have finished 30-something. She's like in the 20s. Because of the attrition we've had so far late in this race. All those drivers involved in that second caution have been released from the care center. Melissa Cooper is on her way to the showers, and then on her way to the big green truck for a post-race meeting with the officials. Because I don't know what she was thinking. I don't know what her spotter was thinking. And yeah. Maybe I need to stop jinxing drivers as far as how good they're running, so I just probably need to stop. $15 and the 00 are going to be an issue. The good thing is, for the 4 rookies that are in this race, they at least get Rookie of the Year points. There's Gloria Tucker. Not been a good day for Subaru. We'll see her teammate Emmy Lipson next week. 15 to go. This is when crunch time starts to pick up here in this race. Boy, this Canadian crowd has had a good party. Like I said, we won't see this crowd until we go to Autodrome Chaudière. There's Bouvier. There's Ebonia Mirmoez. Nice quiet run for that grape BMW. BMW's had a good run. They've been in the top 10, top 15 for much of this race. Oh no, lap traffic, and hello pace car, how are you doing? Pace car's only made 6 laps. Oh boy. Yep. Oh boy, that was close. Oh, 15's holding up 74. Now the 2 leaders are getting away, but that's not good for a good reason. Look at this gaggle. They're going to be stacked up by Brianna Knight. The top 2 have pulled away, but that's not going to last long. You can't have a big lead on a play track. 15 still getting in the way, not moving out of the leader's way. I understand you're badly damaged, but good grief, get out of the way, please. And these 2 are going side by side. That's not going to do their hopes any favors. But don't look now, as I'm going the wrong way. Don't look now, because the 00 is about to get in the way and start holding up some people. I could see our 4th caution happening pretty sooner than later. Oh, look out. 73 just jerked the wheel to the left, and they just got around the 00. That 00 can hold her line. That's all they ask. Yeah, what was I talking about? That big lead not lasting long? Well, there you go. Lauren Ekstrom, who I don't know how in the world she run down the main pack by herself. Has been the class. We're coming to 10 to go. The 74 is going to get in the way and start screwing some people over as well. I'm surprised they haven't asked her to see her for a... Probably going to give her a warning for this. Now Ebonia Mirmoez getting impeded by the 00. Somebody's going to end up causing a wreck, and we're going to end up having this race end under the yellow. The way things are going. Ekstrom currently pulling away. But like I said, lap traffic can rear its ugly head and cause a factor in who's going to win this race. Courtney Lynn can have something to say. Team owner Nathan Orman, who's in the Hollywood Hotel. Bet he's a nervous wreck right now. Here comes Betty Barrett. Does Barrett have anything for her team owner? Either way, Lauren Ekstrom will be very happy to see Barrett's improving herself today. And Betty Barrett's doing the home crowd, is giving the home crowd something to cheer about. because now she's in contention. Now that 96 could play a factor. And we're still green flag racing. Yep, we're still green. That 96 will be a factor before this is all said and done. Where did Violet Jackson in the Burger King Toyota, the 083, come from? Violet Jackson, the rookie. She's up here, has a chance to win this race with World NOS Racing. It's now a BMW 1-2. It's also an Australian 1-2. We're going to have 6 to go when we hit the line. Valentina Fernandez. Timmy Turner, the American version of Mr. Where Did He Come From? And Turner is a former winner of the season opener, may I remind you all. The tipster out of nowhere. Ever since he's gone to Buick Regal, he's really improved that team. He's the only Buick Regal in this field because his teammates did not make the race. 5 laps of racing to go. 5 to go. And they've caught the 96. The 96 is going to play a factor in who's going to win. 5 to go. Oh, 73 is going to get held up. Turner thought he was going to go to the outside. That was not... He could have gone the outside to gain some spots. Here comes the move. We're going to be at 4 to go next time by. Bouvier's up there in 3rd. Here we go. 4 laps to go. And Riki, who's going to win this race? That 15 will play a factor before it's all said and done. Will Lord win this race, or will somebody out of nowhere win it? Next time by will be 3 laps to go at Riki. Three to go. 15's going to play a factor. Who is going to win this race? Oh, 15's going to play a huge factor. 15 just held up the 73. Oh, Bouvier picked the wrong line. No, Bouvier's going to be out of contention. Here comes the 28. But they pulled out of a big lead. The 00 could play a factor. 2 to go. 2 to go when we hit the line. Cody Smart's cheering for the 73. Everyone's cheering for the 28. 2 to go. Oh, that 00 is going to be really a problem when we get to her. We're going to be coming to the white flag. If we take the white, we race back no matter what. Oh, they've caught the 00 at the wrong time. Off turn 4. White flag. Here comes the 28. But she's been blocked by the 00. 1 to go. 73's getting blocked. Fernandez has taken the race lead, and that means Lauren Ekstrom's going to be screwed. Down the back straightaway for final time. Can Violet Jackson make a move? Here comes Betty Barrett. But the 28's going to block. Unbelievable end of the race, and Valentina Fernandez is going to win the Canadian 450. Holy cow. driver in this field has made it a female sweep in the PCSRA at Riki. And did Valentina Fernandez from Buenos Aires, Argentina, lock herself a spot into this season's Monster Energy Series chase for the championship? Holy cow! Standings are official. Oh my God. That was incredible. Oh man. Betty Barrett, so close. But a second in front of the home crowd, she'll be delighted. Courtney Lynn gets a podium. How about that? Violet Jackson, 4th. Lauren Ekstrom, 5th. Rebecca Hawkins, Timmy Turner, Josephine Bouvier, Ebonia Mirwaz. At least all the BMWs finished in the top 10. Good job to them. Luke Cage completes the top 10. Luke Knight, Annabelle Griffin, Wyatt Beanstalk. Actually, I kind of screwed up because I have Annabelle Griffin twice. I do apologize. I don't know why I did that. Wyatt Beanstalk. I'll have to fix that. I'll take that out. I'll probably put Jacob Tutu there in 14th. So there you go. My mistake there. London Jackson, 15th. As you look on down through the remainder of the finishing results, a lot of drivers out of the race after 4 cautions we had here in today's race. That's like second time this week, and I've screwed up the results, so I do apologize about that. So anyway, well, that was a great start to the race. Yep, I'm going to give Jacob Tutu 14th and Griffin 12th. So yeah, that was my mistake, so I'll have to fix that. Or Megan Jones. But either way, congratulations, Valentina Fernandez, on the victory here today at this track. Hope you guys enjoyed today's race. If you did, be sure to give this video a like, subscribe to become part of the PCSRA crew today. We've shown your full finisher results. You'll see your point standings at the beginning of next week at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Till then, I've been the Blue Hedgehog signing off. You've been watching a production of the PCSRA, the best center racing since 2017. So long from Riki Raceway. See you in Atlanta, everybody.